So I'm up at stupid o'clock this morning doing reviews. It's like 4:30, 5:30 ticking on. I'm dropping reviews. I'm working hard. I can't sleep, so I'm working hard. I'm looking at YouTube revenue drop out and it's soul destroying. And then a subscriber lets me know that there's something new on Netflix that I've missed. A new Korean series called Someboday. And I went, how on earth did I miss that? I am missing things, but I'm so grateful to you subscribers who let me know of things that I should be catching. So here is my review for this series. It's a doozy. Soom is a developer for a social connecting app, Somebody. Even though she has difficulty communicating with other people, she is friends with Mok Won and Ki Eun. Her friend Ki Eun works as a detective. A murder takes place and the app Somebody is involved in the murder case. Architectural designer Yoon O appears in front of Soom and her friends. Yoon O is an attractive man, but he seems to be hiding something. This is a weird serial killer-ish series that has an ambiance of making you feel uneasy throughout. So even when the score starts and it's happy-go-lucky sort of score and the theme kicks in and it's friendly and nice, you feel very unfriendly within yourself, within your tummy, which I have ample. There are 8 episodes, they range about 50 minutes, and I should say this series is going to trigger some people. Just within the first episode, there should be a warning for this that says there is an animal, a cat specifically, that gets hit by a car, and then a character has to put the cat out of its misery. You don't see the act of putting the cat out of the misery, but you do hear it, and you do see the cat screaming. Now, I'm pretty sure it's digital cat, but it's very lifelike, so it's enough to make them feel uncomfortable, or just this is something that you can't handle. I just thought I would flag it up just in case that's something that you walk into. You've recently had a pet die that way, and then you didn't know that you were going to be confronted with that. I thought I would go, okay, yeah, you go, guys. That's in this within the first episode, so be warned. You can just skip over it or fast track over it, and you are going to get various brutal killings, but no more pet killings. Okay, so our main protagonist, Soom, she's a programmer. She's brilliant at her job. She also is on the spectrum, and she is very unsociable. Like her social cues, emotions, all of that sort of thing is really difficult for her to handle. But at her day-to-day job in her life, she's never going to find making money difficult, as we are shown within episode 1. As a youngster, she gets involved in things that she shouldn't be getting involved in. And then later, she's building apps. Her app is used to basically help a serial killer kind of track other people and to kind of bring them to a place where that person wants them to be. It's also an interesting one because it's kind of like Dexter in the way that Dexter plays with the people that he wants to kill or not kill. That's what I found very different about this killer, that he will play with some of them like he's toying with food. But there's always this kind of mesmerizing creepiness about him, and when you do see the kills, they are often very disturbing. Also almost supernatural in strength this killer has, which I thought was a nice little an add to it. Sometimes when you see killers and somehow they're able to run downstairs really quickly by killing someone, you'll know what I mean when you see it, or smear somebody's face against a very rusty wall and holding them against it, and they're hanging off the floor. You're like, well, how is he doing that with one hand, or how are they doing that with one hand? So there are things like that that make it creepy, apart from the airiness of the series. But it's also a very drawn back series, and what I mean by that, it's slow. It picks its moments when it's going to get brutal, but in between that, you're going to have people's relationships unfold. You're going to have people's day-to-day job. You can see what it takes Soom to just live her life, and what intrigues her about her life, what intrigues her about the relationships she has, whether that's with somebody dodgy or somebody that is good for her. And then you see the other side of that, detectives trying to track down the person that, is doing the nasty. Without going into spoilers, it does have a few twists and turns and relationships build that I weren't expecting it to. I don't know that this is going to be for everybody because of the kind of slow burn, but then also the brutalness of it, and then the uneasiness of it. It may be something that you're like, I can't handle this because it's dark in places I wasn't expecting it to be, It's also slow in places I wasn't expecting to be. I, for myself, found this quite mesmerizing. It's a slow burn, and I don't think you need to binge it. Even if you are one of those people that like to binge things, I think you could even do this in like 2 or 3 days, even if you're binging. If you have the time, go for it, and that's something you want to do, go for it. But I think this could be like a little bite-sized chunk pieces that you'll enjoy. I think the acting is really good. I believe Sum as this character that has Asperger's. I believe her in the way she interacts with people. And when she meets the killer, I don't think that's a spoiler, you see it in the series, how they react to each other. They are kind of disconnected from the world. That I thought was a really interesting, well, they're really interesting moments, and how she interacts with other people in the world I felt was all believable. So all those kind of characters that you want to believe as real people feel like real people. So the dialogue is written well, the acting is performed well, so those characters come alive. There's also some really creative cinematography shots to help create that ambience that I wasn't quite expecting to be as creative as it was. At times, it's not afraid to stay on a shot or show a particular lighting shot to get that atmosphere that you want. And the score is off-putting because it doesn't match the ambience. It's often happy-go-lucky. That's the kind of score that you're expecting. Sometimes creepy, but for the most part it's like tra-la-la-la-la, which doesn't really connect with the series, which makes it even more scary, if that makes sense, because sometimes the juxtaposition of something will heighten that other thing because of the contrast, and I thought that worked really well. So I'm going to give this 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
You got one.
Let me know your theory on what's going to happen next, if you think we're going to get more. Did you like the 8 episodes as a story, or did you think it took too long to get in there? Love to know your comments down below. Got a cornucopia of other content. Do hit the like and subscribe and all of that nonsense, because at the moment YouTube's algorithm and revenue stream is kicking our ass. Suddenly it's just dropped. I don't know if it's ad apocalypse again. So helping and sharing all of that. If you enjoy my content and you find it useful, or somewhat get to hear about something that you haven't heard about before, or if you like our kind of comedy bits that I do with Movies and Munchies, the collaborations that we've just done, there's lots of that going on all the time, so I do try to keep it entertaining. So do all the stuff that really helps us if you can. Check out the Patreon. If not, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.